years, the European Union has improved its support for the education and training sector to act for a more sustainable future. Now, we would like to better know the European framework for green education. First of all, could you please briefly define what the education for the green transition is?
So I will try. So let me start from the beginning. As a matter of fact, the European Union is encouraging and supporting the education and training sector to take action for a greener, more sustainable future and build the sustainability competences. It does that, and I got to say that from the beginning because I think it's important. It does that with due regard to a subsidiarity on national circumstances. And that's important because, as you know, education is not of European competence and responsibility. The European Union has got various competences, from exclusive to, for instance, competences to support. And if you take, for instance, exclusive competence, if I give you an example, it's custom union, for instance, or monetary policy. When it comes to competence to support member states, education is part of it. Another thing I can add is that that priority the European Union has regarding education for sustainability is also one of the European education area, which was there was a communication on September 2020 on the European education area, and among the various objectives of the European education area, you got the digital and green transition. So here again, we have to find ways to support an education that fits that target of the green transition. But everything really started from the Green Deal. When the new commission was elected, most of the European policies that were designed in the frame of the new Green Deal. So a set of European policies, of course, that will give a possibility for the European Union to ensure that transition and to adapt industry, but also society, of course. So from the very beginning, it was absolutely obvious that if we wanted, and we want, to adapt the society to the needs of the green transition, education would play a role. And I think it's important to remind that in the official text and the first communication on the Green Deal, there was already a mention on education, even if subsidiarity applies. So let me quote that because I've just noted down two quotes. It's about schools, training institutions, and universities being well placed to engage with pupils, parents, and the wider community on the changes needed for a successful transition. That was written in the communication. And it was about, and that's the most important thing really, proactive reskilling and upskilling that are necessary, of course, to reap the benefits of the ecological transition. So you understand that from the very beginning, the green transition was taking into consideration the need to activate, in a way, the education and training sector to give the possibility for European citizens to reskill and upskill, and of course, for not just the job market, by the way, but of course also for the job market. So that's it. Then the second way to, and I'm a bit long maybe, but to answer your question is that we all know that we are talking at the end of the day about education for sustainable development, but it's a matter of definition, which is different from one institution to the other. And for almost 40 years now, UNESCO has been, the UN has been talking about education for sustainable development. Climate education is a part of education for sustainable development. So we've decided at EU level, and that's also the name of the Council recommendation dedicated to that topic, to talk about learning for the green transition, because it fits that frame that I've explained before. But at the end of the day, I mean, that's the same thing. Let's be frank.